Hey, welcome back for level 18. This is functions with the artist. So we're going to be creating functions to create different paths. We've used the artist before to draw different shapes and patterns, and we're going to be doing that again. But this time we're going to be using functions to make our job a little bit easier with some of those repetitive tasks. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to jump right into the beginning. All right, so here we are on level 18. This is task 2. The first one was just like one of those predictive ones where they showed you a code that was complete and you had to predict what would happen. So hopefully you found that one easy. I thought I would start with the first one where you had to design your own code. So there's already a function that's created called draw a square. And it says use it to complete this drawing. So what I see is basically like a pair of glasses. And the directions tell me that there's 75 pixels in between the two glasses. So I can see that it already says draw a square right here. So if one part of the code is already written, I'm just going to hit run and see what happens. See what the square looks like. All right. So there we go. So it draws out a square, but I need to get over to the other side and draw that one out as well. So let me see what I have in here. I'm going to have to move. And it says that there's 75 pixels in between. And then I'm going to grab my function again and draw another square. And you can see it's got the little hints. It says, hey, you need one of these, you need one of these. So they're definitely helping us along. So let's hit run. Uh-oh, something didn't work. All right, so when a code doesn't work correctly, it's important to know how to debug it or diagnose it. So it looks like I started drawing right in the middle of my square. So this square is 100 pixels long. I moved over 75 pixels. So I didn't actually clear the first square. So I have to account for the size of the square when I move. So let's add a 1 to this. So now I move 100 to the end, then 75 more, and I draw another square. Let's hit run. Hey, success. So I'm going to hop forward a couple and try something a little more difficult. All right, so here I am in task 5 now. This is a much more detailed picture. I've got a house, and my artist is drawing in these windows with little window panes in it. I have a function that's already set up, draw a window, but it's totally empty. I have to code it myself. So it's telling me that I have to draw 5 windows. It's warning me that there's a door in the way on the first floor. And if I scroll down, I got some important measurements. So it says each window is made up of 4 25 pixel squares. So these little window panes are 25 pixels. So let me grab a move forward. And let's call that 25 pixels. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into a repeat. Oh, it's giving me a hint that I need 4 repeats. I'm going to pop that in there. And I'm going to have to turn. Let's go left. All right, so that will give me 1 little square, and then I'm going to have to turn again, but this time I've got to turn outside of my repeat block, and then I need another loop, I think. All right, so what I have here is a nested loop. So on the inside, it says move forward 25 pixels, turn left 90 degrees, and that will draw my first tiny little square. Then I'm going to turn my character, my artist, and repeat that step 4 more times. So let me just hit run, but first I got to add this. Let's add that to it. Let me hit run and just see if that draws my window the way I was expecting, because I got some left and right, so I might have done something backwards. All right, it did draw my window. I know it's not complete. So now I've got to get, let me see, what's the spacing here? 100 pixels to get to the next one. Now, when I go to my actions menu, I've got choices. I can move or jump. So if you don't remember from some of the other artist levels, when I move, I draw. When I jump, I pick my pencil up. So I'm going to choose jump, 100 pixels, and I'm going to draw another window. And you know what? I'm going to have to do that 2 more times. So that seems like a good place for another loop. So I'm going to put that in there and change it to 2. All right, let's see if that makes the whole second story. All right, good. So now when I end up here, I'm going to have to turn right to start heading down. So I'm going to turn right, and you can you can run this as many times as you need. You can see I do it a lot in between before I get to to the end of my level, just to kind of see what it's doing. So now it says that it's 150 pixels between the top and the bottom. So I'm going to jump again. I've got to change this to 150. And then I can draw another window. And I think he'll be pointing, you know what, let's just run it again. I think he'll be pointing down. Yeah, so now I've got to turn right, I think right. I'm gonna turn right, and I'm gonna jump 200 this time because I'm skipping the door. Getting close to the end of my blocks. And I'm gonna draw one more window. Whoops, there we go. Excuse me. All right, so this should complete it. I'm expecting to win this time. Yay, all right, complete. So I had to let it run 3 or 4 times to kind of figure out where I was going. It's hard to guess which way the artist is going to be facing. That's why I like to kind of move them along. So I hope that helps you as well. So let's go and jump forward again and try another difficult one. All right, here I am in task 10 now. So this one, I don't know, this one kind of looks like a monster's mouth, a little crooked there with all those sharp angles. It kind of looks like teeth to me. So basically, we're trying to create a parallelogram with teeth on the inside is what it looks like to me. And I'm starting with nothing this time. Now, I have done a bunch of other patterns before I got to this pattern. So I'm going to start by just drawing a triangle because I feel like that's what I did on the other one. So I'm just going to call this one triangle. And to draw a triangle, I'm going to have to move forward. Now, it does say in the directions how big the triangles are. They're 50 pixels. So I'm going to go to 50. I'm going to turn right. Now, they look like equilateral triangles, so I'm going to change that to 60 degrees. Excuse me. And, well, I need a loop. So let me put that inside of a loop. And triangles have 3 sides. So let me drop a function that says triangle in here. And I'm going to hit run just to make sure my triangle is, pointing the way I want it to and the right angle and size. It is not. All right, so I must have the wrong angle. So if 60 is incorrect, that means that it must be the inverse. So let's try 120. Let's run it again. There we go. All right. So I've got one triangle, but I need to do a line of triangles, and there's 4 triangles. So let me get a loop. I'm going to draw 4 triangles. I'm going to make another function here. Let's call this one teeth. It looks like teeth to me. And in between each triangle is going to be 50 pixels. So that'll get me back to the other corner before I draw my next one. So let's see what happens now. And I'm going to add in teeth. All right, cool. So now it says that to draw this diamond shape, you'll need to alternate by turning 60 degrees and 120 degrees. So let's add a turn. Let's try 60 first. Whoops, that's not a 6. There we go. And then we're going to add some more teeth. All right, it worked. And then it says I have to turn again, but this time by 120. Perfect. Now I only have one more block, so I can't do that again for the other half. So I have to use a loop. So let me put this loop here. We'll put everything inside the loop so it draws half. So I'm going to need it to do that twice to draw the other half. So let's hit go, let's hit run, and let's see what happens. Uh-oh. All right, so it says that I can only use one move forward. So that means that this move forward is no good because I definitely need it here. So let's change that move to jump. And we'll turn that to 50. Let's hit reset and try again. Hey, that time it worked. So I thought I had it, but it gave me a clue as to what I was doing wrong. So if you do get those, wah-wahs, you can always go back, tune up your code. If you need it, don't forget you can hit those light bulbs. They give clues. They give you some helpful hints to allow you to get maybe something that's very specific to this level, maybe even something that they know this is a common error, and we're going to give you a hint. All right, so I'm going to head back to the classroom. All right, here we are back. So hopefully you will be able to figure out some of these patterns. They do get pretty tricky. Take your time. Don't get too frustrated. If you're having a hard time, maybe skip it, try something that's a little different, and then go back with some fresh eyes and see if you can figure out where you were making mistakes. All right. I know you can get through it. Good luck. See you next time. Bye.